Hey witches, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel, Over the Hedge with the Wyld Wytch. For this video, I'm going to share my pumpkin spice recipe. Now, I know that you can use pumpkin spice in your drinks and in cooking, baking, but you can also use pumpkin spice in your magic. Pumpkin spice is very, very powerful. You can use it for so many different things. So I thought this would be a perfect time, to share this with you guys because right now pumpkin spice is in freaking everything. And I mean everything, seriously. So I thought, I would share it. I love creating blends like this, just making something like this is magic within itself to me and on my path. So if you will stay tuned, I'm going to flip the camera around and I will show you how I make my pumpkin spice. All right, give me just a second, guys. Sorry if y'all hear my dogs barking. My son is probably playing hide and go seek with the two dogs. He taught them how to play hide and go seek, and they cut up. Okay, now I went ahead and ground up all the ingredients that need to be ground down into a powder. It takes me a while to grind things, especially like roots and barks, because I've had numerous surgeries on my neck. Before I started practicing herbalism and witchcraft, I would go to the doctor. I've had about 13 surgeries on my neck, and so I have a lot of pins and screws in there, and I didn't know that much about healing with plants. So with me having the pins and screws in there, after grinding for a while, it starts hurting, so I have to take breaks, and I didn't want you to have to sit through all that shit. So I ground everything up, but I'm going to go over everything with you. Okay, so let me tell you how I use pumpkin spice in my workings. Now, you don't have to use it how I do. You can use it for whatever you feel. Listen to your intuition, and it will not misguide you. So I use pumpkin spice in workings for prosperity, as a power booster, for protection, passion, abundance, courage, strength, luck, of course, money, determination. I use it in healing blends, and I also use it for renewal. Now, the different ways that I use pumpkin spice, I use it in foods, like I do pumpkin spice muffins and sweet potatoes, and we put it in drink like a spicy chai tea. My mind went blank for a second. Anyway, spicy chai tea. I also do a spicy latte. And it is so good. I use it with almond milk. Oh my gosh. And vanilla. It is so good. Anyway, so I also make an oil with the pumpkin spice. I also put it in candles. I put it in incense. I put it in mojo bags. I put it in potpourri. And I also put it in floor wash as well. And like I said, pumpkin spice is great as a power booster. So even if you don't use this in your spell work, you could take just a tiny pinch and put add to your incense, or add to your oils, whatever it is that you're working on, any kind of working, you can add just a tiny pinch to boost that power. But it is great. It works wonderful, and this is a small batch, but like I said, it doesn't take much, and you can use this in your food and everything, your magic, everything that you can possibly think of, really. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing that you're going to need is 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. So I have 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, and I'm just going to dump it in here in this mortar and pestle so I can blend it all together and then store it in an airtight container. Okay, so the next ingredient is ground ginger, and that's 2½ teaspoons. So for me, the easiest way to do to grind my ginger is I first get fresh ginger, like a ginger root, and I freeze it. And then while it's well, let me take that back. I peel it, and then I freeze it. And while it's frozen, I grind it, I grate it. I grate it, and then I let it dry on its own, and dry out, and then I can grind it up even more into a powder. And it's just a lot easier to work with if you do it that way. Okay, so the next thing is allspice, and I use 1½ teaspoons of ground allspice. Now, allspice is really easy to grind. I use 2 teaspoons nutmeg, and I use 1½ teaspoon of ground cloves. Now, I also do a tiny pinch of Himalayan pink salt, and like I said, it is just a tiny pinch. Alright, where in the hell is my spoon? Man, I'm always forgetting something or losing something. Anyway, I'll use my horse. Look how cute this is. It's really a letter opener, but I don't use it for that. Alright. Anyway, so I'm just going to stir these up. And while I'm stirring, I'm putting my intention into it. Whenever it's blended, up really good, you can't see any colors standing out. Like it should all be really the color of cinnamon once it's blended up real good. So you want to just blend it, put your intention into it, while you're blending it. Again, for prosperity, power booster, protection, passion, abundance, courage, what else? Strength, luck, money, determination, healing. I know there's something else. Oh, renewal. That's what it is. Alright, so after I get that done, I'm going to push my energy into it really quick. Okay, now you just want to put it in an airtight container and you're good to go. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will make you some pumpkin spice. And I also hope that you have a wonderful Mabon autumn equinox, and you can use this pumpkin spice for some of your ritual work during autumn equinox. Until next time, fly high, witches. Peace, homie.